path and the foothold of the people, because my eyes are of metal.
Whether you have played the previous Civilization game 9 years ago when it launched, or got the free version of the game on Epic Store, you probably need a refresher like I did about all the mechanics of the game. Hello everyone, this is the Noob and I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I wish I knew before I started playing Civilization VII again. It's going to be some tips that are not going to be civilization specific or leader specific, just general tips that you need to know about the game. And like it is with every 4X strategy game, the beginning and the build of the beginning is the most important thing probably for a smooth game. The higher the difficulty level, the lesser margin of error you have. So you really need to do these things almost every game you start playing. As soon as you start the game, what you want to do first is click on this little spyglass icon above the minimap in the bottom left corner. That's going to open up the options of the display of the map, of the game's map. You want to click on the yields field first, because the game is going to spawn you with just one settler. You're going to make your first city, and you want to make that first city created on the best spot possible with the most resources and the best yield available. Clicking the spyglass icon and clicking on the yields checkbox is going to show those yields, and then you can move your settler around, but don't move it too much. 1 or 2 tops 3 moves is all you can spare to find the perfect spot to make your first city. Another thing I want to recommend here is that you click on the settler lens. The settler lens is going to show you other good spots for a settlement and which tiles have fresh water access, which is essential. Next tip is that you don't want to build your first settlement next to a volcano or near a river with lots of floods, because you're going to be repairing damage to your tiles all the time. For your next tip, as I've said before, the first few moves are really essential for a good start, especially on higher difficulty levels, so we're going to discuss what you need to build first. The first thing you need to build after you create a settlement is a scout. You want to take that little guy and move him around and find extra resources or a better settlement spot. Next thing you're going to be building is the granary, and then you can pick a military unit or another scout, depending on the size of the map you're playing on and how close to you are the barbarian spawns. Very soon after that, maybe even immediately after that, you want to build another settler and build a second town. That's going to help with your economics a lot and research. Also, getting a good position early on is really nice and stifles your competition. There are various variations on these strategies and advanced strategies that include buying various units with gold, but this is more important for higher difficulty levels, and I'm not going to be going into that. I mentioned Scout is the first unit that you need to build, and it's a very important thing to know that in new Civilization VII, there's a new search action that the Scout has that's gonna reveal all the hidden little treasure tiles and enemy cities and settlements even further away from his viewing range. So what you want to do is move your Scout only one tile and then press the search button and move the Scout to collect any treasures. Unfortunately, unlike in Civilization VI, there's no auto-scouting option for the Scout, and I really hope they're gonna patch this in real soon. Just like in Civilization VI, you can do scientific research, but also there's civics and civic researches that you can do. The first and immediate civic that you wanna research is mysticism. This is because this grants you access to pantheons. Pantheons are buffs that are related to your altar building in the Antiquity age, and these grant really good buffs early on. The problem with them is that if another civilization researches mysticism before you, they're going to grab the best Pantheon buffs and you're going to be left with scraps. So the sooner you get to the Pantheon and research the mysticism civic, the better Pantheon buffs are going to be available to you. I like playing with the Pantheon that gives you 10% growth buff to your cities. Also, there are some production buffs in the Pantheons as well. And then if you're really late, you're going to be picking from buffs that are not going to be that beneficial to you. Picking the buff is going to be based on your playstyle and what you want to achieve in the game. For my last tip, I want to talk about a new command that commander military units have, which is focused fire for both ranged and melee units. So using these will increase your combat strength of the units that are doing the attack. It's applicable to units that are in the commander's range, and it's a cool new feature. You shouldn't be attacking anything without using this command of the commander unit. So there you go. These are some of the tips to make your Civilization VII game start smoother and easier going forward, and making sure that Antiquity Age is not going to be a pain. To summarize, you want to turn on the yield button. You want to make your first settlement on the best tile that you can. You want to build a scout first, then a granary, then a military unit or another scout, and then a settler as soon as possible to get your second town going. Afterwards, you want to use the search ability on the scouts to discover other towns, other civilizations, and little treasures. And then research mysticism as your first civic, so you can pick a pantheon that's going to be very beneficial to you. I hope these tips helped you, that they make for a smoother Civilization VII experience. And if it did, please consider leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and this is the Noob signing out.